All right, so I'm a stupid dog, but I gotta make this a quick post because I'm running out of time here. I got some place I gotta be. But me and the man, we were watching this really, really weirdo Johnny Depp movie. In this Johnny Depp movie, Johnny was playing this like 59-year-old retiree. He was retired. I think he was a custodial engineer or something along those lines. Anyways, he had a modest retirement, and he had a little bungalow that he lived in basically in the summers, someplace up in Canada, like Saskatchewan. And then he was like a snowbird. He had a little 680 square foot condominium down in Boca Raton. Anyways, he liked to pay his bills ahead of time, and so he paid his HOA fees that went up from like $400 or $500 in the movie to like $1,200 overnight. I was like, God bless, that sounds horrifying. How come that happened? How did Florida butcher their entire insurance industry to the point where people's HOA fees went from $400 to $1,200 overnight? That's the part about the Johnny Depp movie was the most horrifying, But the part that was the most frustrating was that Johnny, he would mail him their checks. Like in this one instance, he mailed his check on May 6th for his June payment. Well, they assessed him a $25 late charge. He went to the bank. He's like, how come I got my thing is like $25 off? They're like, oh, you had a $25 late charge assessed against that check you wrote. He goes, Johnny says, I wrote that check and mailed it to him on May 6th for him to cash sometime between that May when they got it and June 1st. So he called up the condo association, and the condo association, this guy called, I don't even know what his name was. It was like Caesar. The condo board association's main guy was named Caesar. And Caesar says, we hold the check, we don't cash it. And Johnny Depp was like, well, God bless you. Said I called you up to make sure, and you said it was a credit. How you're not giving me a credit? How could it be a credit? All you're really doing is holding my check. And the guy's like, yeah, well, you have a 10-day grace period. It's due June 1st, but you got a 10-day grace period. So we cash it on the 10th. And Johnny was like, well, you cashed it on the 11th, and you assessed me a $25 late fee. And Caesar was like, oh, well, bud, I don't know what to tell you. And Johnny Depp was like, that's some kind of a bullshit racket. You assessed me a $20 fee. You had my check for like 30-some days, and then you waited till it was late, and then you cashed it. What the hell kind of bullshit is that? And Caesar's like, if you don't like it, you got to get on the automated paying system. And Johnny's like, I don't like to do automated paying. I like to write checks, I like to address envelopes, and I like to mail it. I trust the U.S. mail. And Caesar was like, it costs too much to process a paper check like that. We're trying to move everybody over to, electronic banking. And Caesar starts making fun of the Johnny Depp. And he's like, what are you, a moron? Come on in someday, and I'll show you how to, I'll say, sign you up. But if you don't like it, you're going to be getting $25 late fee assessments until you learn how to operate your online banking. And Johnny Depp was like, hey, Caesar, I'll see you sometime pretty soon here. And Caesar's like, listen, you got no choice. We're going to keep doing this, and there's not a fucking thing you can do about it. And Johnny Depp was like, Caesar, there's going to be one thing I can do about it. Well, anyways, Caesar come down from Saskatchewan a little bit early, and he had this big bulldog 38 revolver. And he caught Caesar outside, or whatever you call it, the communal clubhouse thing where they got the pool tables and the little banquet hall and the card tables and the ping pong tables. They got their bar that nobody ever uses. And so Johnny comes up to Caesar, and he pulled out his 38, and he held it up to Caesar, and Caesar was cocky. And Johnny's like, you going to get cocky with me? And he slashed him over the head, busted his face up with that 38. So Caesar, he kind of gets up to his feet, blood pouring out. He goes, I'm going to have you arrested. You're going to jail. And Johnny says, you can have me arrested, but if I go to jail, you're going to the earth. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm part of something. I got friends. You might just think I'm a custodial engineer, but I got people backing me up who I back up. And if I go to jail for a few months for smashing you over your head, trying to teach you a lesson, teach you some manners, believe me, I'll be in jail, but you'll be in the earth. And when I get out of jail, you won't be getting out of the earth. I'll be getting out of jail 4, 5, 6 months later. You won't be getting out of earth to the resurrection there, Caesar, until Jesus comes back and calls you out of your grave. That's when you'll be getting out of the earth. And it won't be me who puts you there. You'll be getting put in there when I'm in my jail cell. And ain't nobody going to be able to tie me to your murder, asshole. Well, Caesar, he had a couple friends around, and Johnny was like, I give a shit less, Caesar. I'll put you all on the ground. And if I can't do it and I get put in jail, you and all your pack of morons will be in your grave. And there'll be nobody weeping over you. Believe me. Well, anyways, that's all the part of the movie that I got a chance to watch. I had to go do something, whatever. Like I said, I'm running late for an appointment right now. You would not think that idiotic, stupid dogs had to go to appointments. But this was a kind of a cool Johnny Depp movie, but it was a weird Johnny Depp movie. And I think it was like 38 minutes left to go. I think I'm going to get to watch the rest of it on Netflix. I can't wait to see what happens. I'm rooting for Johnny in this one. And I loved it when Johnny smashed that cocky son of a bitch right over his face with his shiny chrome-plated 38 bulldog revolver. He busted that guy open like, Mike Tyson busted up, whoever he busted up one time or the other. It was glorious. I loved it. But anyways, I got to sign out now because I got to get to an appointment, whatever.